Hi guys, welcome to build vlog number 2. Today we're going to be doing a couple more mods to the Miata, with the first one being this HID Xenon kit. Now, this is just a package that I received from eBay. It was like the cheapest HID kit that I could find, HB4 5000K, and supposedly 55 watts, but I wouldn't be surprised if this thing is like 35 with stickers on it, because I've read quite a couple of horror stories on the net. So let's take a look at what the lights looked like before. These are the stock halogen bulbs. Okay, let's start with the installation procedure. We just pop the hood open for starters, like so. Okay, and then the installation is like similar to the aux-beam LED lamps that we had installed. Okay, what we gotta do is find which section of the headlamp is for our main beams, which is this one with the projector housing, and you just unplug the connector from the back of it, twist it, and off it will go. Okay, so after removing the bulb, make sure not to touch the glass, as the oil skins will make the bulb break, before it's time. And then you've got your connector here with an empty bulb housing. Okay, let's install the HIDs to one side first to check out the difference between the two headlamps. Okay, so as far as I can tell, at least, black goes with blue, the two reds go together. This thing right here connects to the harness of the ballast, which by the way appears to be 55 watts indeed, but we'll see how it performs in a bit later. And this just connects to the harness that came with your car. So what we've got to do now is unscrew this, put it into the socket of the car, find a way to mount this or hide it somewhere in the engine bay so that it's not exposed to water all the time and stuff, and check it out. As you can see, Miatas have this sort of like little pocket thingy right here that you can stuff the ballast in. It can be seen more clearly on this side, and this is going to be putting it in so that it doesn't move around all the time and it stays safe and secure. Okay, so as you can see here, I just wired the thing up and stuffed this inside. As you can see, it's not moving around. It ain't moving anywhere, not soon at least. Okay, so I've fired these up, and as you can see, there's quite a difference already. Let me lower the exposure on the camera. Okay, so one huge difference is, as you can see, the color between the two. This is, far wider and has got a slight blue tint to it. It's not like the camera actually shows it. It is wider in real life. It's not as bad, not as bluish and ricey as you can see it. As far as the light difference is concerned, as you can see, this one projects more light. Well, this one not as much, especially on the sides. So, it's actually daylight outside, so this is not a great test to see how they perform, especially against each other. Bulb. And this is a new bulb. As you can see, this small W5W bulb needs to be changed because it completely ruins the way the car looks. And let's check the car out with the high beams on. And this is the way it looks against the Xenons. The Xenons definitely have a slightly higher blue tint to them, which isn't what I wanted initially, but still. Okay, so the next step is to actually take this bulb out and replace it with the HID light so that they're even. Okay, so I've just taken the old bulb out, and it appears that a previous mechanic or the previous owner duct taped it. So I'm guessing that they must have broken the connector or something. There's something wrong here. Let's hope that this doesn't actually pose a big problem for us. Just taking the tape off, and yep, it appears that somebody has absolutely raped the connector. Okay, let's go ahead, with the installation. Okay, so we finished installing this side as well, and here's the moment of truth. Now in theory, as they warm up, the color should change a bit, but for some reason my camera shows that as blue. Well, it's not, it's actually a cool white. It's not actually, you know, this color that it shows it to be. It's way more bluish in the camera. I don't know why. Okay, so this is the original bulb, and this is the bulb that I'm going to. Hopefully it doesn't turn out very blue or green or something, because it's gonna look really ricey. Okay, so as you can see, I've installed it, and let's go ahead and check it out and see what it looks like. No, that's quite ricey. No, looks like this kind of like turquoise or whatever you call it. And I've got to say that I'm quite pleased with the results. Hey guys, day 2, and we're still gonna be working on the Mazda today. So I've got the Sony X-Plot amp, which is like 1000 watts or 70 watts RMS per channel. And we're gonna be putting it into the Miata. I'm going to be the one that's gonna do it. And since the Miata has got, you know, a sealed trunk, the trunk and the cabin are not connected in any way. This thing might need to drill it so that, you know, see, there are holes to keep it from moving around. And this is coming from a man who has never drilled, never cut the factory harness of a car to install an amp or a stereo. So we are going to go through a few challenges here. Let's see how it turns out. Okay, so initially I wanted to like put the amp here or down here, you know, drill a few holes and then run the wires to the cabin. But for some reason, behind my seat, perhaps some previous owner did it, there are bases here that must have been used for some sort of amp or small active subwoofer. So I can simply put them here, and if I take the seat all the way back, this thing doesn't even move here, so no hole drill needed. I know that it's not the best way to do it, but now my only problem would be to find a way to take the wires back. I'm guessing that I like need to take trim off and stuff, and then we're gonna remove the center console, get the wires to the head unit, cut, splice, and do all these kinds of stuff, and hopefully we'll actually make this work. Okay, so this is like a small test before I actually install the amp. This is a CD that I found from the previous owner that had the car. Hopefully we'll find some like no copyright music. Okay, let's put it into max volume, and you'll see that this thing distorts. It's not the speakers that max out, it's the stereo that sucks. This thing is in full volume, but this thing cannot take it. Okay, so we're gonna start off by removing the stereo. Just pull it off, and there will be a few connectors here. Now, if you haven't removed it like I have, what you need to do is take these off right here, and you're gonna need DIN tools. You're gonna put them in sets from both sides. You pull them, you push them outwards, then it actually, you know, moves these tabs from inside, and it allows the radio to be freed. But if you cannot do this, either take coat hangers and create your own, either take like small nails, put them in, and it will pretty much do the same thing, or you can open your cubby hole, put your hand through there, and move this with your hand. It will allow one side to be freed, and it will be easier to remove it with one side already done. So after removing the stereo and the antenna harness, what you need to do is pull this off like with a nail or something, and then we're gonna disconnect the connector on the bottom. These are the window switches. I'm sure you already knew about that. The other step would be that we need to unscrew the gear knob, and this way we're gonna be able to take it, you know, off the shift boot and then we're gonna be removing screws from each side and inside here, and then you're just gonna carefully remove this whole piece together. What this will allow us to do is to route the cables from down there towards the air, take them back, and then take them under the carpeting and into the trunk. And as I have found out, there already are holes here, which are used for the car's other electric stuff. So let's go ahead with it. And we've removed the center console. I explained you how it's done, and now what we need to do is splice into these wires. Okay, so this is how I'm planning to do all these. As you can see, I've already cut them. I'm gonna put female ones on this end and male ones on this end. Okay, so I finally finished wiring some of this stuff up. This is a converter that will allow us to plug the RCA into the back of our amplifier, and then we will need to route the cables for the ground and the 12-volt power of the amp. Okay, so as you can see, we've taken the connectors and put wires for the amplifier, run them through the back of there and into the cabin. We'll see how exactly the cable management will be done, but that's the general idea. So we also ran this speaker wire to the back here so that we could use it for a subwoofer later in case I buy one, in order to not go through all of this. And now it's the time to run the speaker wires and the ground wire from back there to there from the console. Okay, so as you can see here, we've routed the speaker wires, we've routed the RCA stuff all the way back to here, and we now have to connect the speaker wires to the speaker inputs for the doors, and then we'll have to put our amplifier and find a way to connect all that stuff and somehow cable manage it so that it doesn't get in the way of anything important. Okay, so as you can see here, we have wired everything. We've just put the battery in. Yeah, the cabling is a bit of a mess, but we'll figure that out later. And now it's the moment of truth. Does this thing power on? Does it play any music? Okay, it powers on. That's a good sign. Let's see. And our speakers actually make noise, so that's a good thing. Let's see how music is like. Okay, so it's finally finished. As you can see, that's the amp there in the back. We've routed the cables, and it's all cool now. It's working. It's finally over. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more.